What's up, everyone? It's the Interview Queen Alicia Toot here, and be sure to watch True Heel Heat.
This is the knockout artist, Chris Hero, and if you're looking for some true heel heat, you better listen to them boys.
Alright, this is Danhausen here, very nice, very evil. You are watching True Heel Heat. Probably should have had MJF do this, but here we are.
Rob Van Dam, listening to True Heel Heat. Pow.
What's going on, everybody? This is your former AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Once a champion, always a champion. Swerve Strickland. Whose house? Swerve's house. You're watching True Heel Heat podcast.
Hello, hello, hello. It is me, your True Heel Phenom, SP3. We are live on the True Heel Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Or not Twitter. For AEWramble episode 174. C2 is back, reviewing the November 27, 2024 Thanksgiving Eve edition of AEW Dynamite, traditionally here at the Wintrust Arena in Chicago, Illinois. And of course, to talk about AEW Dynamite, I am joined by my esteemed colleague, the man of 56,000 subscribers. You go to him for your TV and movie reviews, your honest criticisms of Tony Khan and All Elite Wrestling, and his immaculate Yankee fitteds. It's Mr. Jimmy Macram. How are you doing?
I'm not as well as I told you I was. I just remembered some of the stuff I wanted to talk about. I am not pleased at all. I'm not very happy at all.
It was like you know, the 3 minutes it takes for our intro. It came storming back to me that I hated this show.
Not the show. But there's no good news from Saturday night up until now.
Well, y'all know how we do this year. If you're rejoining us or coming back for AEWramble, y'all know how we do. We review AEW Dynamite, usually every Thursday, the day after Dynamite. But of course, happy Thanksgiving, happy Turkey Day, happy Black Friday to everyone.
Happy Slaughter Day. Take the land, goofy motherfuckers. Take this fucking AIDS blanket and shut up.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Does that make you feel better?
A little bit.
Yesterday?
Celebrating on the stolen land. Absolutely.
Sure. Did you eat turkey yesterday?
No.
What did you eat?
Chicken.
You ate chicken with your family, did you? You went to your family's house, huh?
I'm with my family every Thursday.
Every
Thursday and Sunday, I am with my family. This is a fact. All right. I know.
All right.
I don't want to throw me under the bus with y'all. I'm sorry. You have to sit in your own hypocrisy. Don't come at me.
He's like, the holiday just happened to fall on the day I go see my family. So,
what do you want from me?
Everyone hate this guy in the chat. But we appreciate y'all for joining us today. Always here to talk about some AEW Dynamite on AEWramble and anything else that comes to mind, any news in AEW or WWE, we talk about it here. So welcome. If this is your first time joining us, we appreciate y'all. If you're joining us live, appreciate y'all. If you're watching us on demand, remember to show your appreciation back. The simplest way possible is by dropping the thumbs up on this video. Help the YouTube algorithm and other wrestling fans like yourself see this video. You can also share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're new to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. We are less than 800 subscribers from our goal for 2024 of 20,000 subscribers for the year. So appreciate y'all. If you tell a friend to subscribe as well. And of course, sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you guys, hear your thoughts on AEW Dynamite and anything else going around in the wrestling world. But of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to give back to what we do here, you want to show your support to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, you could send a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to the contributors that you see on screen with us here. And we always appreciate the support. We got I Make Beats in the chat, one of our members of the chat. You can also show your support by hitting the join button and becoming a member for $1 a month. I Make Beats says, yo, the Ramble on a Friday? What? He also says, what's good, Jimmy and SP3? How you doing, I Make Beats? Good to see you in the chat today. We got Power Driver Finisher who says, I love the show.
Loved.
Hey, he loved the show.
He
loved the show. Hey, he's happy. We got I Make Beats. He says, are we going to talk about bald wrestlers on this podcast? Because they have on all the others. I mean, the This Is Bald chant did make me laugh a bit. I don't know if it made the guys in the ring laugh, but it made me laugh a bit.
I mean, at least they were engaged. It's one of the loudest there was on night. Jesus.
To be fair, that's the police coming for Jimmy for all of his hot takes.
Absolutely.
Power Driver Finisher says, happy Thanksgiving, Jimmy. Look at that.
Jesus,
Showing you some love.
Let's see this. I was going to say it's fucked up because you're not saying it's SP3, but you're, I assume, attempting to mock me, but I'm not here for it.
Frantic Girl says, what's up, SP3, Jimmy, and Chad? Did you guys finish listening to GNX? I actually did. Finish listening to the new Kendrick Lamar album. What is your favorite song on the album?
Favorite?
Yeah.
I go back and forth between Squabble Up and TV Off, but
I go back and forth between TV Off and Reincarnated.
Reincarnated. Fantastic Tupac impression. The best one on the album, I think, is Luther. Like, it's just a great fucking song. It's jarring how good that song is.
I would say, as far as best, I would either say Reincarnated or Man at the Garden.
That's a good one too.
Yeah.
I like the Hard Part 6. I mean, all the songs are great. He's Kendrick, so that works. But
oh, Wax Out Murals. I'm sorry. That little Wayne line. That might be just the beat and the little Wayne line and how sinister he sounds on it. Oh man.
Fuck your hip hop. He doesn't even sound the same on that album. He sounds different every song.
Yeah, every song he sounds like a different person. Different person contribute.
You can change your voice if you want. You don't have to use AI. You just change your voice.
You know, you don't have to. He didn't need an AI for his version of Taylor Made. We got I Make Beats. It says Murals, Luther, or Dodger Blue. Dodger Blue is really good as well. I like Luther as well. So
yeah. Oh yeah, Peekaboo's good too. It's too short for me though, because once I start getting into it, it ends. Peekaboo. Peekaboo. I'm like, oh my god, this is fantastic.
I was like, oh, it's over. We also got Eric Isaac who says, hey, THH fam, hope that your Thanksgiving was awesome. Mine was well, so a bunch of my family I've been away from with my UK excursion. So
right.
It was nice. It was nice
That's
to be
sweet.
around.
I'm sure you had a blast.
My mom and sisters and nephews and stuff. That was cool. We also got a super chat donation to start us off strong today. Will Chisholm with the super chat donation. Good to see you, Will. We've been missing you, so that's why we're going to give you the floor and allow you to
speak, bitch. Come on now. Oh my God, Siobhan, what the hell is wrong with you?
Oh no, Shivani. Jimmy, please tell the church your reaction to the Bobby Lashley media scrum. He's been with Swerve too much to LOL.
Have you guys talked about this yet?
We did touch on it during the Full Gear review and how this was Bobby Lashley's remix to Triple H, I Don't See Color.
I was about to say, because when Triple H got halfway through his sentence, he had a text message from SP3 already. He didn't get to do the sentence for again. I heard nothing about this Bobby Lashley thing until Romeo said something.
Because to be honest with you, I said this the other day. I think it was on the Spotlight on Fightful. I don't watch AEW media scrubs anymore. I stopped watching. After that one where Tony didn't show up, I was like, oh, this is a waste. This is a waste. Even if Tony's here, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time, so why am I watching it? I had to be informed about it when I did the review the following day that he said that, and I was just like, yeah, no saving that. Combined with his horrible, insulting storylines that he apparently pitched to WWE at the end of his run, and with that one line, this is why he has MVP to talk for him.
Jeez,
MVP would have never said that shit.
Yes,
MVP would have never said that shit.
Yes, because MVP thinks differently than Bobby Lashley thinks. I'm not entirely sure why you all are shocked by this. Bobby Lashley's always been this guy. I'm not mad at it. I'm annoyed by y'all's hypocrisy. I couldn't go 12 seconds without hearing about Triple H. I didn't hear nothing about Bobby Lashley until I had to look it up. I was so annoyed I had to look it up, number one. I asked Romeo what went down. He didn't even answer me. He wanted no smoke by any of this. I had to look this up on my fucking own and find out what the fuck.
I love you asked Romeo. You asked Romeo.
I did. I'm going to tell you why in a minute, because it's not the only thing I know about the press
conference. There's something negative about AEW? He's like, I know just the guy to call.
No, I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. First of all, I'll tell you why. Before I don't want to get off on this thing. By the way, I'll say it. Fuck it. You ever see that? I know you've seen it. The first episode of season 3 of the Boondocks. It's the Obama episode.
Yeah, Dick Riding
Obama. The German reporter's talking to Huey, and he goes, now it looks like Obama's going to win as a black African-American Negro. Are you excited or very excited? A lot of people don't know this, but Kate from Fightful actually wrote that line. That's very true.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
As a black African-American Negro, are you excited or are you very excited? What the fuck, Bobby Lashley? What the fuck are you talking about? I'm sorry. All these Negro champions here. What Negro champions are you babbling about? What are you talking about? We're talking about Mercedes or are we talking about the Coon? What are you exactly bringing up? I'm so very confused. In AEW, I don't know none. Oh, ROH, the nigger show. Enough of this. Enough of this nonsense. I don't buy it, and I'm so very annoyed. Kate annoyed me. Lashley annoyed me. I was so bothered by all of that. I know how shocked you are that people don't think the way you think. Lashley supported Trump. Where you people been? Where have y'all been? I don't understand. Sorry. I like Lashley against my better judgment. But what do you want from me? What do you want from me? I don't understand. This is who these people are. And we got the two extremes at night. And listen, I'm sure Kate's a wonderful person, and she works with the SP3. We all love her. Except, I'll be nice. We all love her.
Oh my God. This guy can't help himself. But preemptively, ladies.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
I don't want to hear anything about, especially from you. I know it wasn't you, but we're going to do like a secondary version of it, like secondhand. I don't want to hear anything about people being biased. What kind of a question is this? What kind of question is that? How happy are you to see all these black faces? What the fuck are you talking about, lady? Black faces? It's Swerve. Huh? What? The fuck is this? What kind of a question is this? Get the fuck out of here. What's the Uncle Tom for like a white person?
Oh my God.
A Democrat.
Can we fucking move on? Let's just keep going, ladies and gentlemen. We do have another super chat donation from Will Chisholm. Thank you so much, Will.
I'm serious. I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
Will says, Bobby did sound like I did it. Why you other niggas can't do it? LOL.
Absolutely. What does Bobby care about racism? I've been rich and gigantic my whole life. I've read so many articles after that shit about Bobby Lashley. I was like not very surprised. I was like, yeah. Like, I'm not gonna teach my kid to disrespect cops. Just be quiet, comply. Hey, it is what it is. I was like,
and everything will be okay.
Yeah, this nigga was all right. Listen, people have their own thoughts and experiences. I'm not gonna knock it. Unless you're
we gotta have lady. the thoughts and comments of Bobby Lashley are not approved by True Heel Heat.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put him in the same boat as Swerve, which apparently Kate thinks is the pinnacle of blackness. I'm not gonna put him up there with Swerve, but I am going to say I don't exactly approve.
Fair. And we got Christopher who says Jimmy preaching though. He says there's more than WWE, but still not enough to be saying there's change here.
Yes, fucking frantic world and arresting them. And Kate, I'm gonna keep throwing her name out there until
why you
I get kicked off the air. I will continue to say this. I could take a nap.
Stop trying to fuck up my money. Why are you trying to fuck up my money, sir?
Why do we have to pretend like fucking?
You already got me. I can't go to no AEW fucking pay-per-views. I applied for Full Gear in October. The niggas never even answered me.
Where's
you already burned that bridge for me. Don't burn the Fightful bridge.
Where's my fucking AEW sour graps? Why do I have to hear all the shit about WWE and about AEW? I love you guys you're with them. You guys make no pretense about being non-biased at all. I'm here for it. I'm here for not pretending, but you be telling me otherwise. That's all. No disrespect.
I was actually on Sour Graps, the post show for Full Gear. And yes, I was the more negative of the two of us. Alex actually likes everything in AEW. But yes. I was like, man, I feel like I'm in a relationship with a drunk boyfriend. When he gets paid on the weekend, that's a great weekend. We have sex, we go out to eat, everything's fine. And then Wednesday comes, it's the middle of the week. He's not happy with his job. He's not as innovative on his date. Not as innovative in his lines that he's saying. And then the next Wednesday, he's having a good week. He got a bonus and he's doing well. He's actually creative and stuff. And then the Wednesday after that, it's right back to him smoking cigarettes. He's drinking again. He's going out with his friend. It's very It's very week to week. I don't know what's going to go on, but I do know once a month, we're going to have a nice weekend. That's what I know with this drunk boyfriend relationship that I'm in.
Just keep your head down and watch your mouth. That's all I say. Escape. Yeah. I'm tired of hearing people, Frantic World in particular. We'll drop the other one for now. Kate, pretending like Tony Khan is Malcolm X. I'm sick of this. It makes me sick. It makes me legitimately sick.
Now, what? How would you look at this gentleman and not say he looks like Malcolm X? This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This man over here.
Am I wrong? Oh, wait a minute. That just reminded me. We're talking about Tony Khan. We can do this first if you like. Let's go.
Derek says, I'm excited for Brody King versus Claudio Castagnoli next Wednesday. And Claudio gets his win back this year from Brody. Hope we also get Ricochet versus Ospreay, or Darby and Ospreay, or okay, Ricochet versus Ospreay or Darby, and Ospreay versus Darby on Dynamite. I mean, if AEW has a brain, they're gonna put those matches on an episode of Dynamite. I think that it was okay and fair, and I was like, I peep what you're doing. When I saw the lineup of the Continental Classic matches on Dynamite this week, I was like, I peep what you're doing. You're putting the one Will Ospreay match. You don't mind putting on Collision over there, and then the rest are gonna be on Wednesday.
What was it?
Him and Juice. It's like you have 5 Will Ospreay matches in this tournament. One is against Claudio, one is against Darby, one is against Ricochet, one against Brody King, one against Juice. Which one are you going to put on Collision? I would say this is one of the better choices that they made.
We'll see. We shall see.
But yes, I'm excited for the Continental Classic. Go over and check out me and Jimmy previewing the Continental Classic tournament before Wednesday's show, but we're going to get into it. Before that, though, we do have some major news that we have to shortly touch on and want to hear Jimmy's thoughts on, and that is the whole controversy concerning Ricky Starks, AEW, and GCW. So Ricky Starks, of course, has not been on AEW television since April. He has been off of television. He's had a couple of interviews and social media posts where he's touched on things, saying that he did not reject any creative. He is not injured, so he doesn't know why he hasn't been on TV. And then we had a weekend and week where on Saturday, Ricky Starks made a surprise appearance at the GCW Dream On event that was also in New Jersey, like AEW's Full Gear that was in Newark, New Jersey. Ricky reportedly went backstage and was backstage having a good time with his AEW co-workers at Full Gear following the GCW event. After the GCW Dream On event, Ricky was announced for several other dates, facing Matt Cardona in December, as well as a part of the Hammerstein Ballroom show for GCW in January. Ricky also cut a promo at the Dream On event where he says that he's not going to allow himself to be frozen out, and that he's going to go out there and he's going to wrestle for whoever will allow him to wrestle, because it's what he loves and he's in the prime of his career. So you had that one line. You also had Ricky on Tuesday. He sat down with Chris Van Vliet for a very special interview where he addressed his absence from AEW and really just said he's very confused on what's going on. He doesn't know why he's been sitting at home. He did express some frustration, feeling like he is in the prime of his career and he doesn't want to sit at home. He wants to be out there and he wants to be working. Then later that same day on Tuesday, it was announced by Fightful Select that AEW had pulled Ricky Starks from his upcoming dates for GCW.
Independent contractors, absolutely. Go ahead.
And it was then revealed that the reason for that wasn't Ricky's promo on GCW Dream On, wasn't Ricky's interview with Chris Van Vliet or any of the other things. It had more to do with Effie, who back on November 18th, he dropped a clip from his podcast where he talked about AEW president Tony Khan and he addressed Tony's father, Shad Khan, and it was basically like Effie was a white, gay Jimmy Macram, where he says that Shad Khan, he doesn't have a daddy that's a bill. He was talking about Brett Lauderdale, GCW owner. He says Brett doesn't have a daddy that is a billionaire. Brett doesn't have a dad that pays him to stay away. So those comments by Effie basically got under the skin of Tony Khan, and as a lick back, as a kind of a kickback to that, and kind of burning the bridge between AEW and GCW, Tony Khan pulled Ricky Starks from his dates. What do you think about all the drama, the controversy with Ricky Starks? I will hold my opinion and my comments for tomorrow's flagship podcast, because that will probably be our main topic. But I did want to hear from you, Jimmy.
Before we get into that, I have a question for you, because you're more connected to this than I am. And sometimes I can get worked by stuff that's not true. Did I read that Tony Khan extended Stark's contract?
Yes, he did.
Okay. So I'm going to start with that.
Even though Ricky apparently told them that he didn't want them to.
Right. Now, if I remember correctly, I'm getting Tony Khan's ass in a second, but if I remember correctly, I struggle with my memory sometimes. If I remember correctly, there's quite a few of you in this particular chat and on this particular screen that said if Conan and fucking Penta had just kept their fucking mouth shut, Ray Phoenix could have been gone and gone. Now, when did Conan say anything about Ricky Starks? Somebody please remind me when that happened. Or is this just a billionaire cunt like I've been telling you all for fucking ever? Tell me, I forget. Let me know when Conan was going off about Ricky Starks. Oh, Ricky Starks was talking shit. What are we doing? Why are we continuously sticking up for these fucking people? I don't understand. By these people, I don't mean Asians. I mean billionaires.
Well, since you want to address me in your coy Jimmy Macram way, I will address that. These are not the same situation. These are not the same situation. This is a situation where I do agree it makes Tony Khan and AEW look very petty, very bullyish in a way, and very Vince McMahon-like. This whole situation is bad, and I can't say that Ricky didn't do anything wrong. Ricky is one of the biggest. Ricky and the GCW fans are the biggest kind of people that are getting burned off of all of this, and they did nothing wrong. But I do think that Conan did something wrong in the Lucha Bros situation. It's two different situations, so I have to judge it differently.
You could have judged it differently then, but now you're judging the same now. Because now you found out that no matter what would have happened, that would have happened, because that's how that works. Because he's an ass.
I don't. That is something that did not happen. I can't say, if Conan would have shut up, it still would happen. I can't say that because that's not.
Ricky Starks, shut up! And it happened. What are you talking about?
It's two different situations. I don't think they're the same. If you do, that is great.
How?
I don't give a shit.
How?
I just explained it. I'm not explaining it.
You didn't explain it. You just said they're two different situations. That's not explaining it. That's just a saying. That's two different situations. How?
Go ahead. Say what you need to say.
I fucking did. How?
Why are you yelling?
Why am I yelling? No, listen. We're not doing this.
I'm just confused on that. I'm confused on why you're yelling.
We're not doing this.
Why are you yelling?
All right, fucking girl shit. Go get to it.
I'm doing no girl shit. It's a question. Why are you yelling? Why are you getting so upset? You feel differently about something that I feel differently about.
It's not about feeling different. It's not about feeling different. It's about you had one opinion. That's fine. The same thing? Having a different opinion is fine. That's fucking great. But now you have new information. That should change previous opinions.
No, it should change the opinion on this situation. It shouldn't change your opinion on another situation where something different.
That's why. You're wondering I answered your question. That's why.
No, you didn't answer none of my questions. I answered your questions.
When they get new information, it makes them upset. I just told you.
Okay, that's okay. That's fine. But it doesn't change my opinion on the previous situation. But if you have anything else to say about this situation, that's totally fine.
Absolutely. Wrestler A would have shut up. He would have been fine. Wrestler B shuts up and he's not fine. Doesn't this prove A?
To be fair, Ricky Starks didn't shut up.
Oh my God!
I'm saying that Ricky did nothing wrong. Ricky did nothing wrong with what he said. He didn't, but I can't say that he shut up.
Let's get to it.
He didn't. That's just what it is. He didn't shut up. He had an interview with CVV. I literally laid out everything in the situation. But I don't think Ricky did anything wrong, unlike Conan, who did.
Yeah.
Big Man Dog said, "Scapegoat Ricky Starks. We're gonna get him the goat head.
Just comply, and we'll get shot. The niggas comply and they get shot. What doesn't change the previous one? Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. Scapegoat Ricky Starks. I did hear that, and I heard that a lot when I was over on the Spotlight this week. We also got Will Chisholm with a super chat donation. Thank you so much, Will Chisholm, once again showing us some love here.
Fuck you. Bye.
He says, but Tony Khan don't care about the outspoken, light-skinned black Mr. Ricky Starks, LOL, but he's not the good slave, LOL. Why are you so upset? We also got Corey. We also got Christopher Kidd in the chat. Thank you again, Will. He says, can we please stop doing these CVV interviews? If it's not going to be full shoot or full work, it's always his shows, man. I think that there was instances in the interview where I wish that Chris would have asked like a follow-up question or push it a little bit more. Like the whole thing with, there's a lot of confusion on if Ricky turned down creative, if he had any creative in response to the creative that he didn't want to do. I want to know more about that. I think that that's a part of this whole story that is not known. Because if you go to Ricky and you're like, hey, we want Big Bill to turn heel on you, and you feud with Big Bill as a babyface, and he just says no, then that's him turning down creative. That's once again on the company, because you should not allow anyone to be turning down creative, let alone someone who's not one of your top stars, which Ricky Starks evidently isn't. But two, I want to know if Ricky had a response on creative that he did want to do. Because if he had creative that he did want to do, but you still want to do the creative that you pitched to him, then that's on you. That's on you. You're not willing to negotiate or kind of work the creative in a way that he's happy with, that everyone is happy with. So I want to know more details on that, and I wish that would have been asked. Any comments on the CVV interview?
No. I didn't see it.
Oh, okay. We also got Big Man Dogs. He says the reason Sammy hasn't been on Dynamite is so that nobody tries to beat him up to get out. Yo, we really need to see Ricky Starks like calling up Andrade and CM Punk and asking them for tips on how to get fired from AEW. Steven Jensen on Spotlight said it's basically going to be like the AEW version of the movie New Guy, where CM Punk is playing the role of Eddie Griffin and Ricky Starks is playing the role of DJ Quo, and CM Punk's giving him tips on what he needs to do to get out of his AEW contract. You've never seen the New Guy, haven't you?
This New Guy.
Hey, something else to add to your list of movies you need to watch. We also got Christopher Kidd, who says, I don't think they are the same, but the results are. So Jimmy is definitely alluding to the larger picture. There you go. Christopher agrees with you. We also got Power Driver Finisher, who says, I don't have a take on this because I don't understand what each of you are trying to prove here in your arguments. And we also got Christopher.
Conan could have sucked Tony Khan's dick, quite literally, and Ray Phoenix would be signed to a contract, is my point. Is that clear? Are you clear now on my argument, Power Driver Finisher?
And what I'm saying in response to that is I don't know, because that's not what happened.
I don't know.
But Jimmy is saying that based on this situation, then that situation would have been the same. I understand what you're trying to say. I just don't agree with it.
It doesn't sound like you don't agree. You said you don't know.
Yeah, so I'm not in agreement with you. I don't know. Saying I am pleading that that's not what happened. I am going based on the situation that did in fact happen. You're going on the hypothetical based on this situation, which I understand and I get it, and I can understand that point of view. I just don't agree with it.
Here's what I'm saying. To be clear, your previous opinion was if you'd have kept his mouth shut, you'd be all right. Now you're saying you don't know. To me, that's a change of opinion, and I'm willing to let that go.
Okay. Glad to hear that. We also got here.
What job done? Oh my God. All right. What job done? Get what job done, Christopher? The fuck are you talking about? I'm sorry, I know you were next second ago, but what job done are you talking about? There is no job. There's no job done. What are you stopping by keeping Ricky here? What are you preventing from happening? That big ass bump, the rock push that Ricky's gonna get if he comes in to NXT? The fuck are you talking about? Get the job done. What are you preventing outside of keeping this guy in this place? Tell me what you're trying to get done, sir.
And the
That's
craziest
not his job. That's not his job. That's not his job. That's not his job. It's not any of his jobs, sir. No disrespect.
Say no, I actually enjoyed that response because I felt like our initial conversation about this, you're trying to bring in this whole Lucha Bros thing into it, where I just want to talk about this situation and how bad AEW and Tony Khan look in this whole situation, especially given the whole explanation that we got from Fightful, that has nothing to do with what Ricky actually said on a GCW show, where he basically told the fans there that you're freezing them out, that you're keeping them on the sidelines. Then it's not what he said in the CVV interview, where he just is like so confused, where I don't think he said anything really disparaging about AEW, but he's basically putting the ball in your court. Like, why aren't y'all using me? And he literally said in the interview, he wasn't saying it like, oh, just get me out of my contract so I can go to WWE. He's saying, I just want to wrestle. I don't care where. I just want to wrestle. That's basically what he's saying throughout the CVV interview. The fact that it's not that. It's not the promo on GCW. It's what fucking Effie said a week before that. This shit makes AEW look horrible. Like, regardless of what you think about the Lucha Bros situation and what would have happened different if Conan doesn't say anything, if this person says anything, if Penta doesn't say anything, that has nothing to do with this situation here and the fact that you're trying to put it on someone who's an employee of DCW. It's not Brett Lauderdale. Brett Lauderdale literally came out the day that this news dropped and said, I've never even communicated with Tony Khan. And what FB says is FB thoughts. It has nothing to do with GCW. So you're penalizing that whole promotion. You're penalizing their fans. You're penalizing Ricky Starks most of all for something that some random guy working for the promotion said about you. That is beyond petty. It is fucking immature. It is fucking childish. And I wish that we still had our Tony Khan coloring situation, because this is on that level of stupidity in a decision and a choice, and especially considering all the other factors of you've extended his deal, you have pulled him from these events, and literally we've gotten no indication that you're going to use like Ricky Stark. What is Tony Khan's problem with something that's been a practice in professional wrestling for 100 years? If you know the guy is heading out the territory, you job him out to as many people as you can. And he just refuses to do that shit.
Y'all hero, whatever. Fuck it.
Y'all hero? I was just my hero.
I'm sure he's a good guy. All right. We got it. You guys don't agree. You guys said that enough. We get it. You don't agree. It's hard to agree. I get it. One would imagine. No, he doesn't want it on TV because he doesn't want the 12 people that watch this fucking show, me included, to fucking watch him go to fucking fight Rich Holland.
Whatever. Hey, he's gonna be fighting Trick Williams. What are you talking about?
Oh, Jesus.
I'm going to be in the ECW arena slapping 5 with Bubba Ray Dudley and RVD.
Good Lord.
All right, I think we've had enough of that conversation here. Let's move on over to AEW Dynamite, which took place in the Wintrust Arena in Chicago, Illinois. What did you think about the crowd on Wednesday night?
Not the usual Chicago crowd, but it's not the usual product. So what do you want? They're fine, I guess.
They were better than the last 2 weeks, but not as good as the last Chicago shows. Last Chicago show was Beach Break, which was one of the better Dynamite episodes this year.
Sounds right.
You had to start off, they did a recap of AEW Full Gear, soundtracked to November Rain, and the video package, the recap ended with Darby Allin outside the arena, blood dripping from his head, stumbling out of the car, he ran into the Death Rider's truck, and he says that Jon Moxley, it will be hard to kill AEW when he's the one who dies first. One of the best bars I think Darby Allin's ever said in a promo.
Solid.
Any thoughts?
I can do about the fucking music videos. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm sorry. I give me a minute and let's get on. I don't need this whole production thing. Then they're hyping it up in the posters now. Whatever. Listen, it's good. I'm being a little annoyed. It's good. It was good. I enjoyed it. Even though I thought the post match was silly at the pay-per-view. Not bad.
I only liked it because our boys. We both got what we wanted. You wanted Switchblade in the main event scene. I wanted Hangman in the main event scene, and we both got what we wanted. And we got Christian in a main event angle. So,
yeah, I do like the groundwork that was laid. It's too late. This angle's dead, but I appreciate the groundwork that was laid.
Excalibur welcomes us alongside Tony Schiavone and Nigel McGuinness and says that there will be some changes to the format of the Continental Classic this year as everyone is barred from ringside. There is a 20-minute time limit. Similar to last year, it's also 3 points for a win, 1 point for a draw. But we're told the difference this year is that the Gold League winner will face the Blue League runner-up, while the Blue League winner will face the Gold League runner-up at World's End in the semifinals, and the Continental Classic finals will all take place on that night as well. So both winners will be competing twice at World's End.
I'm changing my pick.
Okay.
That information.
Let's hear it.
First of all, the finals is going to be Fletcher and what's his face? Ospreay.
Fletcher and Ospreay.
Apologies. Ospreay and what's his face? I apologize. And I just no way Okada's working 2 matches. Knock that all the way off.
Knock it off. Knock it off.
Knock that off. It's over.
And who wins? Who wins?
Probably Ospreay. So you can have another stupid belt instead of the big one.
I did like when they did say this, I won't front. I was like, man, I might have to rethink my winner because I was like, this does sound like the layout for Ospreay to get his win back and get another title that keeps him away from the world title.
Yeah.
He's like, ooh, I don't know how that's gonna work, but here we are.
Terrible idea.
But what do you think about the format change with the semifinals and finals happening on the same night? I honestly like tournaments that are like that. I've always loved when the King of the Ring used to do that with the semifinals and the finals on the same night. I like that New Japan does one separate night of the G1 for just the semifinals that sets up the finals the next night. I like the kind of the semifinals feeling as big and important as the finals. And I like the winner of the matchup is going to have to win 2 matches in one night. I think it makes their struggle to a victory feel like a struggle.
In a vacuum, I like it. Outside of a vacuum, that means there's 25 or 20 minutes rather that is now free on the TV show. The dummy can try to figure something out for. I'm going to pass on that. No disrespect. Well, all disrespect, but you know what I mean.
All disrespect when it's you, yeah. This guy. Hey, the bright side also is that the block finals will now be at Hammerstein Ballroom on the Christmas Dynamite. So that'll be cool. That should be good. We got also in the chat here, he got Christopher agrees saying, give me Ospreay beating Okada and Ospreay losing to Fletcher.
I wouldn't be completely shocked. I would not be completely shocked to put this cocksucker over twice.
I wouldn't be shocked either. That seems like a Will Ospreay thing to do. Pit Brian Knives or the Brutus the Barber Beefcake over. We got King Potato. He says TK must have given Excalibur his secret stash because bro was way more charismatic than his usual boring monotone commentary.
He did team up.
He did.
I was pleased.
I think he's just up for the Continental Classic. We'll see how he is in January. The Hurt Syndicate make their way to the ring to kick things off on the show as MVP has an official announcement for the audience. Seeing as they're in Chicago, he says it's fitting to say he's standing between two of the finest ever to grace a wrestling ring, comparing Shelton Benjamin to Walter Payton and Bobby Lashley to Michael Jordan. The crowd chants for MVP, but he said that it's not about him. It's about the Hurt Syndicate and lessons they teach. When he offers you a business card, it's giving you a golden ticket. If you turn them down and are arrogant like Swerve Strickland, he says this will be your fate. And they show clips of Bobby Lashley defeating Swerve at Full Gear. MVP says Strickland isn't the most dangerous man in AEW anymore. Lashley is the walk-in Armageddon. Their mission statement is to take championship titles and leverage them to more money and power. They are the merchants of misery, and tonight, Benjamin will show you what they're capable of. They're the best in the industry because we hurt people. That chant is getting over. That chant is getting over. Like you as soon as he said the line, you heard people say, "We hurt people. We hurt people." I love it. What did you think about this promo by MVP? I thought it was a good start to the show and put more focus on the Hurt Syndicate.
Really good promo. MVP's always been a good promo. Lashley looks like a fucking star. It looks like $1 million. I don't know where we go from here. I did not like a stare down between Lashley and Mark Briscoe at all. We can pass on any syndicate versus conglomeration thoughts if that's what we're thinking about. But yeah, I liked all this. I did notice that, sir. It's almost like people were investing in what was going on. Not two fucking mid-carders. No disrespect. I like Claudia.
Big Man Dice says Hurt Syndicate need to be babyface. One of the acts that actually get good babyface reaction. Yeah, I'm telling y'all. Like, I don't know if did I say this to you or did I say this to somebody else? But I feel they should have the Death Riders fucking destroying everybody, and the Hurt Syndicate are the team, the unit to come out and fight against them. Similar to how they did that. Where really the turning point of them as a faction in WWE is that episode of Raw where they came out to face off with Retribution. So I say go for it.
My original thought was Moxley and them don't fuck with Flash and them. Just we fuck with everybody else, we avoid these guys. This thing was almost dead, so you might as well. Fuck it. Let's do the match. Fuck it. Fuck it.
It's almost dead, so what? Next up, we had Shelton Benjamin in action in the Continental Classic Blue League as he went one-on-one with Mark Briscoe. You had Mark coming out. He had a brief little stare down with Bobby Lashley here.
Don't get
as he
nigga Lashley's no neck. Look at this nigga.
He and MVP were heading to the back. And that's it. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing that.
What?
On an episode of Dynamite.
CM Punk versus Matt Sydal. What are we doing?
Seemingly, we had a code of honor. I liked Excalibur kind of doing his job, filling the background stuff, because I had completely forgot about Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas feuding with the Briscoes back in Ring of Honor, which I will say, for anyone who wasn't a Ring of Honor fan at that time, go back and watch the promo work of Jay Briscoe during this period of Ring of Honor. He cuts two of his best promos ever against World's Greatest Tag Team, which is the Day One promo and the cosmetically pleasing promo. Go out of your way to watch this one. But this is actually the first time one-on-one Mark Briscoe versus Shelton Benjamin here. We get Benjamin tries to pull Briscoe in, who quickly threw a chop and a dive to the outside. Briscoe tried to fire up the crowd, but the delay led to an overhead suplex by Benjamin, who drove Briscoe into the steps and wanted a count out. Briscoe recovered and brought Benjamin back outside, hit a somersault dive, landing on his feet. Briscoe went up to the top rope as Benjamin sprung to his feet, scaled the ropes, and hits a big superplex as we go to commercial break. We come back from commercial break. Benjamin is in complete control, but Briscoe starts to no-sell and fire up, starts hitting some lethal palm strikes and backing Benjamin up into the corner, allowing Briscoe to fire up some chops and the rolling Death Valley driver. Up to the top rope, Briscoe hits the froggy bow. He clutches his own ribs and is not able to recover to get the pinfall. Benjamin rolls to the outside. Briscoe hits another elbow from the apron, the cactus elbow this time. But Benjamin, he tries to go for a third back in the ring, does Briscoe, but Benjamin gets his knees up. And then he hits some of the most ridiculous looking German suplexes I've seen in a while. I've not seen anybody toss around Mark Briscoe like this. It's one thing when he does it to Leo Rush or to Sammy Guevara. It's another thing that Mark Briscoe probably got like 50, 75 pounds on both of those guys. So it's a little bit more impressive when he's dropping Mark Briscoe right on his head. Benjamin avoids a J driller, but Briscoe's able to hit a rewind kick. Benjamin follows up with a rebound kick of his own. He hits a step-up corner knee, a monster thrust kick, gets a near fall. He hits another monster thrust kick, and then follows up with the T-bone suplex for the 1-2-3. Shelton Benjamin gets 3 points in the Blue League of the Continental Classic. He is at the top of the leaderboard as Lashley and MVP come out to celebrate with him in the ring. I thought this was a good start to the Continental Classic, good opener, showing a different kind of matchup than what we've seen from Shelton Benjamin, where he's been more dominant in the past couple of matches. And I like the fact that they gave Briscoe a little bit more in this one, making it very competitive here. And I thought they had good chemistry from their tag team feud in Ring of Honor. What did you think about Benjamin versus Briscoe?
Good match. Shelton Benjamin's fantastic. I could watch Shelton all day. How do I say this? I don't think he'll win, obviously, but he needs to have an impressive showing. I don't know what's for him after this, but I'm going to enjoy this while it lasts. He is a jarringly good athlete. I don't think you realize it because he's standing next to fucking Brock Lesnar, but he's a jarringly good athlete. That fucking German on Mark Briscoe, both of them, back to back. That's impossible.
The first one where Briscoe lands like high on the top of his head.
What is Shelton? 230? 235, maybe? Mark Briscoe's what? 215? That's fucking impressive. Holy shit. Look at
We got I Make Beats. It says every Shelton AEW match has delivered. He's right. Like he might go down as kind of like the first underrated. Like, firstly, they're underrated, but then they come through as one of like the better signings. Basically, a 2024 Christian Cage.
Well to say, Christian fits that bill. Yeah, so this happened much faster.
True. It took a while. It took after they wanted to push him in the main event scene for us to really get, and he turned heel. It took for us to get with the Christian program. But yeah, I agree. Much faster with Shelton. We also got Mr. DC Comics, who says the Hurt Business needs to beat everybody. I mean, just completely domination of AEW.
That's not gonna happen. I wish, but that's not gonna happen. WWE guys, it's not gonna work.
Same here. Yeah, it's gonna be hated by half of the crowd, and then there's another portion of the crowd who's just gonna be like, no.
I love it, but
I'm not that portion. I'm not either portion of those crowds. I'm the crowd that would love to see Hurt Syndicate just destroy people.
Please.
We get someone who got a Hurt Syndicate business card up next as Tony Schiavone welcomes TBS champion Mercedes Monae to the stage as Balloons are set on the stage for her celebration following her great match with Chris Statlander at Full Gear. Monae comes out with Camille still with her arm in a sling as she demands Chicago say hello to their CEO. Schiavone said that Monae turned the wrestling world on its head after her victory at Full Gear with Chris Statlander and said many consider it the women's match of the year. Monae said it feels good and Statlander proved she's one of the best, but Monae said, proved she's the greatest TBS champion of all time. Monae says that since Camille can't get anything right, she was about to fire her, but Camille took the mic and demanded that Mercedes shut up. She then questioned if Monae was stupid or dumb and said that Monae can't fire her because she quits. Camille stormed out. Monae had a bit of a temper tantrum as the crowd chanted, "You deserve it." This was so rushed and otherwise just underwhelming. Like, I mean, the crowd did react some to Camille finally standing up for herself, but like, way to not build this at all.
Oh, what the fuck? All right, I'll take this in order. First of all, not the greatest women's match of the year. Didn't Willow and Statlander happen this year?
Yeah, it's a top 5 for me. Women's match of the year.
Sure.
You didn't watch it.
I did watch it. It's not the best match.
You didn't tell me. I'm the one who suggested you watch it.
I love that. I got to report back.
Yes. I need an update.
It's the match. It's not the best Statlander match this year. Like, knock it off.
Second best.
Because here in 2024, Willow is better than Mercedes. It is what it is. This stunk. I'm sorry. I know we're paying her a lot of money, so we got to use her. But this is ass. I couldn't really believe it was happening. I was a little confused. Like, is this a swerve? It's going to happen later on tonight? No, it's just ass. That's it. All right. Well, we move on from here. I'm not entirely sure what that looks like, but this kind of felt like we're just dropping it. Like, this doesn't work. Mercedes not happy. We're just dropping the whole Camille thing. All right. Sure. Whatever. Probably. Though I'm not sure it'd have been much better in NXT. A little better.
Yeah.
Not much better.
Like Camille, would be better because I think they would find a role for her that would work. But her coming in even around the same time as Julia, Stephanie Vicaire, and Zarya, that it wouldn't have worked out that well.
It wouldn't have been great. But if you got a vagina, Shawn Michaels is going to figure something out for you.
Yes, he'll find a role for you, even if it's you flirting with Ashanti Diadonis.
What should happen is Mercedes should lose the belt to whoever's next. I don't know who that would be. Not Camille, but whoever's next. Run Statlander back. He loses Statlander.
I'll be honest. That match was great, in my opinion. I thought it was an excellent matchup. I wouldn't mind them running it back between them. They had great chemistry with one another.
Oh, cool. Yeah, run that back. Have Statlander win. And then I would have Mercedes go after Camille for revenge. Because she's a petty tyrant.
This is something that I thought about the other day. Do you think that Tony was just like, okay, so we're going to do this angle at Full Gear where you tell Camille to stay in the back and you just go out there and you try to have a great match with Chris Statlander. And when the match was great, he went to Mercedes and he was like, you see, Camille was the real reason you had two stinkers on the last one. So we're going to split y'all apart completely.
You know, you got to assuage that fucking ego. I wouldn't be shocked. Good Lord. You're great. You've always been great.
She was the problem. So let's take her out of here. It's all the spotlight on you.
When is she gonna change this gimmick? She's just a gimmick. Like this is not a character. It's just a gimmick. I'm not entirely sure I can compare it to if I'm being disrespectful, but like it's just a gimmick. It's like the original Orange Cassidy. It's like it's just that's it. That's all there is. It's that you're a cool person. All there is she's asshole. That's it. Gotcha. It's not a character lady. No disrespect. It just isn't. Ew.
Here we are. We got I Make Beats who says Mercedes, Willow, and Chris collectively have the top matches for me this year. Willow versus Chris, Willow versus Mercedes, Mercedes versus Chris. I would say all of those are probably in my like top 6, top 7 AEW women's matches of all time. And probably I would also put in Timeless Toni Storm versus Mariah May. So like 4 of my like top 5, top 6 AEW women's matches happened this year. The only one that I could think of that would be on that list that wasn't this year is Britt and Thunder Rosa I would say there's 2 or 3 that stand out from prior to this year, and it's Britt, Thunder Rosa, the lights out match. That's still number 1 in my opinion, even though Statlander and Willow is close. Statlander and Willow is very close. Then I would also say Jamie Hayter and Toni Storm from Full Gear 2022, and Jamie Hayter versus Hikaru Shida from Holiday Bash 2022. Those are all.
Week, ain't it?
I think it was like a month apart. Yeah, a month apart. She was, that might be one of the greatest 3-month reigns of all time.
I don't understand. Oh, you all understand. People who are still watching are people who watched forever ago. Yeah. Jamie Hayter, good Lord. Come on, man. She can get back. She can get back. I feel it. We're turning the corner slowly but surely. Slowly but surely.
We do have another super chat donation here from Will Chisholm. Once again, Will is in his bed. He got the holiday pay, and he is blessing us.
You don't know shit.
Will says, maybe a hot take, but not to me, a Lash Legend better than Camille. I really haven't seen, I don't think AEW has really allowed Camille to be the Camille she was in NWA. If you're talking about NWA Camille, Lash Legend better than NWA Camille, I think she has a better look. I think she has more charisma. In the ring, I would take NWA Camille. But AEW Camille versus Lash Legend, it's not even close. It's not even close. It's a 10-8 round.
Fair enough. I hate to shit on you all's philosophy, as I always do, but I will again. Yeah, you just said it. Lash is better than Camille. In the ring, cares? It's fucking 10% of wrestling. Sorry. It's hard to break the news to you. Who cares? I'm taking Lash.
Fair. We got Big Man Dog says Camille would be the muscle for Cora and Roxanne or something. That might be a good shout. That probably would be. They probably would have had her be the muscle for Roxanne.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I wasn't mad at the panel with Mercedes until it actually happened.
Me either.
What the fuck are we doing? The whole point of muscle is that you're confident at being muscle. That's the whole point.
Exactly. Like when you make her a bodyguard and then tell us she's an ineffective bodyguard, it does not work. It stopped working.
Do you give Mercedes another one?
Megan Bain?
She's still signed?
No, she's not signed, but
don't sign that contract.
She's a free agent.
Don't sign that fucking contract. Don't do that, Skip. Come on now. Don't do that stupid shit. Good Lord.
Good shout there by I Make Beats talking about the other great women's matches this year. Bayley and Io is definitely probably in my top 6, top 7. Jordan and Roxanne is probably in my top 10. The Halloween Havoc tag probably just misses out the top 10, but close. King Potato says Statlander versus Emi Sakura went crazy as fuck, and that was a random episode of Collision.
It wasn't a Dynamite?
Remember. I think you're thinking of the Hater Statlander match. I mean Hater Sakura match.
I think you're right.
Yeah, that was a banger too. And I think that came like just a couple of weeks after the Shida match.
10 pounds, Jamie. That's all I ask. Come on, man.
Oh, come on. We're not asking women to put on.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Not asking Jamie to put on weight practically. Asking her to return to her previous appearance. There's a difference.
Fair. Okay. That is fair. Yeah, Big Man does the Io Sky versus Bianca Belair Raw match. Probably the second best women's match from WWE this year, behind Bayley and Io.
Yeah, Bianca's the shit, and obviously Io, the two biggest matches of the year.
I watched that match, and I've been on this agenda of why is Triple H keeping these two in the tag team scene? Like this is like having 1996 Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels still in the Rockers and Hart Foundation.
Well, if I take him out, this shit falls apart. That's why I'm trying to keep it up, so to speak. Oh, it wasn't Dynamite.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, it was Dynamite. Okay. Oh, when Statlander was TBS champion. Okay. She had a good reign as TBS champion as well. It was like underrated.
Statlander was great.
Who would you say is the best TBS champion? And of course, it's not Mercedes. I would even though Jade had it for a year and a half, I think half of her whole reign was dull and stale. I would say Statlander or Julia is the best.
Jesus.
I'd probably give it to Statlander because I feel like her reign was all about making Julia.
That's what I'm giving to Julia.
Also fair.
It'd be Julia or Jade. You know, Mercedes probably has like the best collection of matches. I don't care. That means nothing to me. So.
He's like, week to week, I'm not entertained. I don't care what you do on these Sundays.
Yeah.
These Sundays and Saturdays. I care what you do on Wednesdays.
Frantic World, Julia Hart. All right, so that's clearly the wrong choice. I'm joking.
No, you're not. That's what made it funny. Alex Val says Chris. King Potato says Julia was good too. And King Potato says, wait, how long did Willow have the TBS title? A month. It literally was a TBS title reign so they could put it on Mercedes Money. That's all it was. That's all it really was. Next up, we get the Ring of Honor World Championship up for grabs, Jimmy, as Chris Jericho defends with Big Bill and Brian Keefe in his corner against Tomohiro Ishii. Big Bill joined the commentary table, and man, Big Bill is good as everything. I think he was good here on commentary. He's just good at everything. He presented Shivani with a sapling tree he hopes can grow over time. As the quizzical look on Shivani's face was hysterical. He looked so confused. The match begins, and it starts similar to how the last match ended, with nothing but chops. Jericho hits a big boot, but Ishii fires back with a lariat. Bill made a Devin Hester reference on commentary at this point. He was killing it. Then he makes a tree reference that Nigel McGuinness said was very insightful. Both men fought to the apron where Jericho spikes Ishii with the DDT on the apron. Love Ishii is just embracing doing the headstand now on DDT attempts. It looked painful as hell. Back in the ring, Jericho opted to start the slap fight again, which did nothing but wake Ishii the fuck up, and Ishii made Jericho bleed. Oh my God. From the mouth, and I noticed not. He just wailed back and slapped the shit out of him. Jericho's face is red. Ishii's got a big red mark on his face when we come back from commercial break. They're slapping the shit out of each other again. I'm like messaging Jimmy at this point. I'm like, this is like a bum fight. It looks ugly, but I can't get my eyes off of it. The slaps continue. They went up to the top rope. Jericho hit a superplex, but Ishii pops up. The slap picks up again. Jericho hits a release German suplex. He wants the Judas effect, but Ishii threw a lariat at the same time, and both men collapse. Both up solely, but Jericho hits a fireman's carry slam into the lion salt for a 2. Judas effect lands, then a code breaker, but Ishii kicked out at 1. He stumbles to his feet, kicks away from the walls of Jericho, hitting a charging, tackling headbutt for a 2. Sliding D was avoided, but Ishii managed a code breaker and a wild lariat for a 2 of his own. He wanted sliding D again, but Jericho hits back-to-back Judas effects for the 1, 2, 3. The last one got him right on the top of the nose. He fell onto Ishii with the shoulders down as well, but it wasn't really noticed by Aubrey Edwards as Jericho gets the victory here. Not as good as their match 2 years ago, but like I said, I wasn't impressed by how ugly this looked.
Yeah, ugly. That's a good way to describe it. Fucking ugly. I hate every minute of this. Bum fights. I thought you were describing everything perfectly, and then we're not on the same page at the end. You're like, ugly, bum fights, two just old grandpas slapping each other. I'm so glad we agree. This stunk. You're like, no, this is good. What?
I didn't say it was good. I said it was entertaining. Sometimes I can be entertained by bad wrestling.
Sure. Entertaining. Not entertaining. Painful. These two old men just fucking slapping each other.
Hey, somebody tells me a bum fight is going on, I'm gonna watch it. It's gonna look ugly. It's not gonna look good, but I'm gonna be entertained.
You give yourself a fucking disclaimer. Watching two bums fight. Two old motherfuckers being exploited. What the fuck is going on here? You 16 again? What the fuck is this? Get rid of this shit. This is awful.
You don't like a bum fight? What's wrong with you?
Watch bums fight.
Our finisher says this was a great match. We got MAB says this match slopped, but not in the same way as other matches. King Potato says two grandpas just slapping each other the whole match. We get a sampling tree. Then we get MAB says make that tree had me reeling. Alex Powell says Big Bill and Brian Keefe need to be with someone else. No, they're the only thing keeping this Jericho gimmick alive, apparently.
Say Big Bill.
Big Bill needs saving. Like, how do you not turn Big Bill babyface by now?
So good.
So good. We got a big man dogs that says a tree that grows taller than the forest will get blown down by the wind, says Big Bill.
I don't know why his quotes are so funny to me.
It's so great. It's so great. It's his delivery. It's not even the quote sometimes. It's his delivery.
Fuck are you talking about?
He tries to give you like the Reading Rainbow fucking voice when he tells you. A tree that grows taller than the forest will get blown down by the wind.
Sure.
Frantic Girl says this was a good match, but man, we need to get the ROH title off of Chris Jericho.
Why?
I don't think he holds the title past Final Battle. I think he's.
If it's a good match, why do I have to get it off of him? I'm so confused. Please explain yourself. If it's a good match, why do you need to take it off? Come on, man. I'm not letting you guys have both. Nope. You can have one. Either the match stunk and we need to get the belt off, or it was good and he keeps it. I'm not letting you both.
It's like you can't get both, sir. Can't get both. Oh yes, but you don't have to take my word for it.
The fuck are you babbling about?
He's the best. It's the best. We go backstage to Renee Paquette, and she is with Swerve Strickland and Prince Nana, who said rebuilding is something they do very often. Swerve says he's never been hit by anyone as hard as Lashley. When this smug piece of shit, look at this picture. How does he not look like the most smuggest piece of shit you want to slap the shit out of? He strolls by Max Caster, strolling with a smile on his face. Strickland asks him, what's so funny? And Caster says, Chicago is where he says that you lost in Newark, New Jersey, the same place that we beat you with the AEW World Tag Team titles on the line. Caster calls himself, he's the best wrestler alive, and that Swerve used to be a house of fire. Now his house is on fire. And Strickland snaps. He threw Caster against the wall. Oh my God, this picture holds. He threw Caster against the wall. He then freaking throws him onto a bunch of production crates. Caster is selling it as he just gets kicked upside the head against the production case as Swerve just served him up something gnarly. For AEW security, who was always close by, no one came to help Max Caster for good reason, as he got his ass kicked by Swerve Strickland. This shows the anger in Swerve coming off of his loss against Lashley, and once again is pulling in Caster a little bit closer to joining the Hurt Syndicate. What did you think about the backstage segment?
I didn't get a good look at it, but it looks like Swerve was wearing an African jacket. This is egregious. And the cooning must stop. It makes me absolutely sick. Somebody needs to tell. Look at this. Somebody needs to tell Swerve about himself, and it's not gonna be me because he blocked me. Somebody needs to do it. Right, TV. Listen, see Max Cassidy beat up, always fun. It just is. He's got great beat up face. This is fine. I assume he's gonna join the Hurt Business at some point. He's gonna turn on what's his face. I'm fine with all this. Do I need a Max Caster Swerve match? Collision, Rampage, feel free. Feel free.
Dynamite. Middle of Dynamite.
Oh.
After the 9 p.m. hour.
Lord. Oh, yeah, we're going to build up this fucking match with rap battles. I'm going to pass. These niggas can't rap. They could rap, they would be rappers. That's how that works. You wouldn't get in the ring and hurt your body if you could just rap. It makes no sense. Knock it off.
May have a point there. Tony Schiavone is back in the ring, and this time he invites out Hangman Adam Page. I love his theme song. I just love it. It's so good. Excalibur tells us Orange Cassidy is not medically cleared following his match with Jon Moxley at Full Gear, as well as the chemicals being poured onto him by Moxley and Wheeler Yuta in the post-match. We also see clips of Hangman getting involved, Jay White and Christian Cage. Schiavone brings up Page losing to Jay White, then attacking Christopher Daniels, and then helping Christian Cage nearly secure a world championship matchup, all at Full Gear. Hangman said that if Daniels ever gets in his way again, he won't get back up this time. Page also said that he kept his end of the deal at Full Gear, and he would have been home for Thanksgiving, the AEW World Champion. But Christian Cage failed. It should have never been Swerve's title. It should have never been Bryan Danielson. Should have never been Jon Moxley, as that world title has always and will forever be his. This brings out Switchblade Jay White. He asks Hangman what happened in his match with White at Full Gear. Oh, wait. What happened in their match at Wrestle Dream, which both 4 wins for Switchblade? He said if anyone deserves a shot at the AEW World title, it should be White and not Hangman. If Page wants another reminder, he'll happily give him that chance right here, right now. But then Pac appeared and attacked Switchblade from behind, sweeping the leg, chucking him into the barricade. Wheeler Yuta then attacked Hangman Adam Page, clipping him from behind, chop block. White unintentionally made the save for Hangman and cleared the ring of both Page and Yuta. Marina Shafir goes to hit Switchblade, but no. Actually, first Hangman blasted Switchblade from behind. He was looking to hit him with another move where Marina Shafir blasts Page in the head with the briefcase holding the AEW World title. As White recovered, Marina Shafir tried to hit him, but he was about to drop her with the Blade Runner when AEW World Champion Jon Moxley shows up. He starts rear naked choking White from behind until Shafir hit a judo throw and applied the mother's milk submission on Jay White, choking him out. White went out as the Death Riders put the boots on White and picked him up as Pac cracked the briefcase over his head, leaving Switchblade laid out with Hangman Adam Page on the outside, selling his knee. This segment sets up 2 big matches for
Jesus.
Yes. Sets up 2 big matches for Collision as well as Dynamite next week. This Saturday, Collision starting at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. It will be Hangman Adam.
Wheeler Yuta, absolutely. Go ahead.
Hangman Adam Page going one-on-one with 1/3 of the AEW World Trios champions, Wheeler Yuta. And then next week on Dynamite, another part of the AEW World Trios Champions, Pac goes one-on-one with Switchblade Jay White. The real question here is not what Jimmy Macram thought about this segment, what he thought about the promo work, or anything. You will give us his thoughts on that. But does this count as a main event?
No, what? Don't be silly. Not even close. No disrespect. Love Jay White.
Always disrespectful.
I'm sorry. You can't have a main event without main eventers. That's typically how that works.
Jay White's not a main eventer?
Oh my God, sir. Are you just going to give everybody fucking no? No. Ready? So you don't have to ask me anymore. Are you ready? Moxley, MJF, Swerve, Ospreay, Lashley. Full stop. The Mercedes in if you want. Full stop. That's it. Anybody else? The 100 other fucking guys that are on this fucking roster? Fucking Jericho and Jay White and Cole and Christian and Darby and Cassidy. No. You have more than 5, you're probably not a main eventer. You're more than 5, you better not have any main eventers, to be honest. Sorry.
WWE has like 10 right now.
They do not. Punk
Cody,
and Seth.
Roman, Punk, Seth.
The roster split in half.
Luther.
Yeah, it's roster split in half. Punk, Seth. Does Drew still count? Punk, Seth.
Yes.
Drew, Gunther, Priest. 5. Full stop. Done.
Rhea.
Woman.
No, you can't do gender.
I said Mercedes. I said Mercedes here. I said Mercedes here. SmackDown. Cody, Roman, Orton. Stop. Oh, and Solo. Who was hilarious.
Kevin Owens?
Sir. You don't think there's a gap between the guys I just mentioned and Kevin Owens? No disrespect, Teo.
Kevin Owens is the second biggest heel on the show right now.
No. Austin, Rock, Triple H, Angle, Undertaker. Stop. What Kane? What Chris Benoit? Stop it. No. It's gonna be a great match though. No Jacob. No. What? Jacob. See, there's 12 main eventers. There's 5 of them.
Yeah, Jacob Fatu's only been here for like a cup of coffee. I wouldn't even go as far to say he's a main eventer. That's a little too far in my book.
That's Solomon Priest of Sneaks.
Sami Zayn is not a main eventer.
Oh my God. What the fuck are we doing? Sami Zayn is insane. I like Sammy. I swear I do. I swear.
No, you don't. No, you don't. How does Damian Priest count? But Sami Zayn doesn't.
Because he's actually been in the main event scene for forever. When's the last time Sammy was in the main event scene?
He's been in the main event scene for a year.
He got
Damian Priest.
Oh, he was in the main event for a year? What the fuck is that? Hanging out with Roman is not the main event scene. I'm sorry.
That is the main event.
Jimmy Uso, main event. I'm sorry. Just because you're hanging out, this
main event. Jay Uso. It's not a main eventer.
Absolutely. I get very confused. Cody or Jay Uso? I don't know. There you go. Big Man Dogs gets it. So it's hilarious. He just is fucking hysterical. I'm gonna be.
I've hated the build. I will keep saying I've hated the build too.
I've hated the build too. I'm not gonna deny that. But yeah, knock it off.
I don't think it destroys him as a main eventer. It does destroy the essence of his character.
Yes. Doesn't he'll murder Priest and he'll be happy again. We'll be happy.
And because I know he's gonna win because of something tainted, and probably because the Judgment Day get back involved. No,
he's gonna murder him like he murdered Orton, and we'll all be happy again. I feel like
we shall see.
Oh, I'm sorry. What say?
In H than I do.
I'm gonna be a hypocrite here because I just talked about how you guys found Jericho entertaining, even though it wasn't very good. Heyman's delivery might be objectively awful.
He just shouts.
I just like it. I don't know why. Like, this is bad, but it's good. It's hard to explain.
Because it fits. I think because it fits the character.
Are you trying to remember your lines? I don't know what's going on here, but it's great.
Because everything he says, it sounds like a human being saying it. Sounds like a very emotional, deranged human being.
That's a good way to put it. This is all really good. I like the idea of Hangman working for Christian so he can get a title shot. That's a great idea. I like Jay White coming out talking shit because that's how Jay White is. I like him getting ready to drop a girl because she's the fucking threat. Why not?
Yeah, he was the first one. I was like, that was a brilliant choice. Like, he's the first one that was just like, no, fuck this. I'm not selling for you in a legitimate fight. No.
He got choked out. I could do without that part, but it was fine enough. Him laying out in the middle of the ring like he's dead is hilarious.
I only accept it because it came after Moxley actually beat him up.
Yeah, I guess. That Judo is not impressive. I mean, it's impressive to see. Like, visually, it looks fantastic. Yeah, this is all good. It's probably my favorite part of the night. Even though this Moxley thing is dead. What happened to us taking over the company? Now we're just mean? What are we doing? All right. Fair enough. Hello.
Oh man. Well, Jimmy thinks it's been a great build, right?
Splendid.
See, there you go. You got someone on this channel who thinks the women's war game is
Fightful says fantastic booker. I don't know if I ever thought he's a fantastic booker, but been a great build. I like this build.
I have hated the build to the
I don't get it. Yeah, how they just argue with each other. I love that. It's because two people make you fight, all of a sudden we're enemies for life. That makes sense then. No. Fuck out of here. What's wrong with y'all?
What's wrong with you?
Fights, they gotta be enemies for life? What? Oh, we fought? It's over. It's done.
She cheated. She cheated her. She doesn't care.
No.
She doesn't care. She cares more about.
She doesn't care that they got cheated? No, they don't. No. What? It's part of the game. You ain't watch The Wire? The game's
Ridiculous. The game. Ridiculous. Claudio Castagnoli made his way through the crowd as the Death Riders left out. We also got a cool video package for the upcoming World's End pay-per-view with the Death Riders riding in the desert. We then went to Claudio Castagnoli going one-on-one with Ricochet in the Gold League of the Continental Classic. Castagnoli enjoyed the advantage early on using his power game. He ate one Hurricane Rana from Ricochet, but he blocked the second attempt. He tried a choke slam, but Ricochet managed his Hurricane Rana as Castagnoli regrouped outside of the ring. Ricochet did the Spider-Man flip and pose. Castagnoli caught a dive and dropped Ricochet throat first on the barricade. After firing off an uppercut, Claudio pressed Ricochet into the ring, but he took too long to regroup, which allowed Ricochet to hit a nice little dive to the outside. A springboard attempt back inside was throttled as Castagnoli knocked out the ropes and gained control into the commercial break. The crowd seems to be coming up with chants for both guys as they are both bald. So we got bald forever, and this is balding shit as well. When things return, Ricochet hits a dive through the ropes and went up top inside. Looked for a dive, but Castagnoli caught him and hit a backbreaker and a big boot for a 2 count. Castagnoli wanted a pop-up uppercut, but Ricochet stood on his chest, backflip out into a round-the-world head scissors, another dive over the top rope to the floor. Back inside, he hits a springboard clothesline. He follows up with a lion salt for a 2. Ricochet tried a springboard off the second rope, but Claudio was able to catch him with an uppercut in midair. He gets a sharpshooter and transitioned into a crossface. He wanted the Ricola bomb, but Ricochet was able to roll through for a 2 count. Claudio chucked a Ricochet to the floor and onto the barricade back first. He wanted a count-out victory. Ricochet was able to break the count at the count of 8, but Claudio catches him with the big-time lariat that he hit Darby with last week to get the victory there, and he gets another 1, 2, 3 to start off the Gold League of the Continental Classic. Claudio Castagnoli gets 3 points. He is at the top of the Gold League. And what I thought was a good matchup, but the fans just seemed more invested in chanting bald shit. What did you think?
Yeah. My thoughts exactly. I'm sorry. Motherfuckers don't care about Ricochet. I know you guys keep trying to push this agenda. The people keep saying no. Not interested. Sorry. See Ricochet. This is not 2000 and... When did Ricochet get hot? 1980, whatever. It's over. We're done with Ricochet. Sorry. Had your chance. It didn't happen. This is a good match between Claudio, the least charismatic guy in that group. Oh, never mind. Besides Yuta. And fucking Ricochet, the corniest person on the planet. It's over. Sorry. Good match though. Just nobody cares. Even though the AEW fan base tries to make you care. We don't. I'm sorry. We don't. I don't know what to tell you. We don't.
We got Frantic World. He said this match was really good. We also got I Made Beats. He said, I enjoyed this match, but the crowd messed with them. Yeah, you could tell the chants about everything outside of the match was getting to them a little bit.
He thought these were his people, right? Yeah. He thought these were his people. I'm finally going to go where I'm appreciated. No, not here either. Sorry.
You got Ace who says this match was so good, but the crowd didn't care.
Oh.
And Big Man Dog says the crowd knows Ricochet and Claudio aren't main eventers.
Sorry. No, Frantic World, you're part of the people I'm talking about. You and SP3 and Ospreay, all these second trying to push Ricochet down our throats. No. We told you. This is bald. No. Sorry.
Renee Paquette is backstage with your favorite wrestler in the whole entire world, Kyle Fletcher, and Don Callis, as she asks about Fletcher's biggest win of his career over Will Ospreay at Full Gear. Callis said they destroyed Will Ospreay because that's what people do to get ahead in this business. They proved what Callis has said all along, that Fletcher is better than Will Ospreay, and they're just getting started. Fletcher said they made it certain that he's better than Ospreay in every single way, and tells people to tune in on Collision as the Continental Classic begins, because that tournament belongs to the Protostar. Kyle Fletcher will go one-on-one with the Beast Mortos in his first Blue League matchup of the Continental Classic. What did you think about this promo here?
At least it's the win, I would imagine. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm still not over the idea of putting Kyle Fletcher over this fucking match. So that's what we need. That's what we need. We need another upper mid-carder. We don't have 100 of those guys already. We need another one. What the fuck? Yeah, this is that. Callis is always fine.
Alex Powell says Kyle Fletcher looks like American History X main character.
No. He dresses like he's got a little more swag than that, even though it's like poorly put together swag.
Big Man Dog says Kyle looks like a mix of Randy Orton and the Evil Kid from Toy Story. The Evil Kid's name was Sid. It was Sid.
Holy shit. He does give Orton vibes. Listen, I actually think Kyle Fletcher's going to be something eventually. He's just not as good as you all say. Sorry.
I think people are too obsessed with trying to get ahead of the curve, like the people that been LeBron James fans since high school. They see any bit of greatness and they're like, "Hey, I'm going to jump on this before everybody else does." And I feel that that's what's going on with Kyle Fletcher.
Yeah, he's going to be a gigantic star. Are you sure? Something like.
Next up, Jimmy's other favorite wrestler, Adam Cole, baby.
Another upper mid-card. Fantastic.
He goes out with the Undisputed Kingdom, and he says that he's sick and tired of playing this game with MJF, who keeps ducking him because he's a little bitch. But what MJF did to Roderick Strong, he swears on his mother he'll beat Max within an inch of his life. This brings out Kyle O'Reilly, though, who storms to the ring, and he says, with all due respect, Cole fought Max, and it didn't work out. So let him fight MJF. O'Reilly was going to call MJF out when Cole cut him off, and said what O'Reilly said to him last week stuck with him. He can't let his friends fight his battles for him. He has to fight MJF. O'Reilly said that it's not for Cole, it's for Roddy. They start arguing with one another when MJF pops up on the Contron playing a piano. And he declined both the challenge of O'Reilly and Cole. And he says that he's more focused on the Dynamite Dozen Battle Royal next week. MJF says that he'll play them out and play his theme music on the piano Cole then enters the Battle Royal as O'Reilly is the second to join the Battle Royal, with both arguing until Cole, Taven, and Bennett all leave. This might objectively be the worst thing going on in AEW right now. This is just, it was dead on arrival when Cole came back and wanted to continue this rivalry. They have not taken any of the steps to make this, to even try to make this good. Because the first step, they still haven't accomplished, which is telling us why Adam Cole is the babyface when he was the devil. They still, what has this been? 5 weeks? We've been here for 5-6 weeks, and he still hasn't explained that. Yet he keeps trying to tell us why MJF is a scumbag. Now we're moving on to MJF injuring Roderick Strong, and now Kyle O'Reilly, who came out last week and told Cole that you're fighting MJF, you're obsessed with MJF. Now you got your friends fighting MJF. It all needs to stop. The solution is let me fight MJF now. They just keep making this shit worse. I don't understand. Just cut bait and shit. And
Is this the worst thing in AEW? On a week-to-week basis, yeah. Yeah, I'd say so. It's every week where I'm excited when Adam Cole comes out.
Because, like, with Jericho, we'll sometimes get surprised when he has a good match. Like, this shit has been mostly promos. The matches haven't been that good. The matches around it haven't been that good for us to be like, well, at least they had that one match in this storyline. No. And we've had a couple of good matches, a couple of decent matches, a solid match or two, but nothing great enough to be like, hey, this is the silver lining in this storyline. Nothing. It's been mostly promo work that hasn't worked, that hasn't connected. The Adam Cole whole bit. Adam Cole is the heel in this whole situation. You want to know how I know he's the heel? Motherfucker. You lost against Takeshita. You didn't get the match with MJF that you wanted at Full Gear. 3, your friend lost to MJF at Full Gear. 4, your friend got injured by MJF at Full Gear, and you didn't even take the time to run through the crowd to go after him after he did, and he bailed. And then you got all those things that happened at Full Gear. And this motherfucker does his entrance like it's just another Wednesday. He did the whole, I was like, go back on anybody. If y'all didn't peep it, go back and watch them come out. The only person who's selling that they are upset is Mike Bennett. Taven's over here standing on the second rope, doing his pose. And Cole's doing the Adam Cole, baby. Mike Bennett's in the corner like, I don't know why y'all celebrating. Our boy's injured. Like he's the only one selling this shit. Like, I'm like, hey, Adam Cole is the heel. I was like, Adam Cole's the heel here. Like, what are we doing? What is going on here? Why are we still doing this?
I was just annoyed that Kyle O'Reilly is now going to have a match with MJF, which appears to be the move. I'm so bothered by this, which means we have at least 2 more months to go. The Kyle O'Reilly match and then the Adam Cole match. I'm hoping that whoever cut Mercedes and Camille cuts this feud. Please and thank you. Who the fuck gives a fuck about the Undisputed Era? I'm sorry. This shit is a holdover from ROH. And then it was an NXT. How long ago was both of those fucking things? AEW been around for fucking 35 years. Why are we doing this? I'm so over it. I'm sorry. None of these people are over enough to be doing this. And as you said, the main issue, the crux of the issue, even if this house was beautiful, which it's not, it's an ugly house, it's built on sand because Adam Cole's not a babyface. He's not likable. In the context of the story, real life is obviously probably the greatest dude ever, but you know what I mean? Like, it's built on sand. Sorry. And more importantly, the second biggest issue, shockingly, which is like the biggest issue on the planet, MJF's not here. What is he even about? He's blabbing about something every week that could apply to this week or could apply to 4 weeks ago. It's just, I'm sorry. This is a terrible idea. Oh yeah.
I said this shit on Spotlight yesterday. I was like, the biggest thing that there was like, I think Jeremy and Jensen were both saying, what does MJF need to do to freshen up his act or to improve his character after this whole thing is done? I was like, well, it would be nice if he tried to be the world champion again. Like and we're going on almost a full year with this guy. He gave us the whole reason in an interview where he said, Swerve's the champion right now, and those all fine and dandy. It's not the right time for me to be champion. My nigga, Bryan Danielson, who is, yes, the greatest wrestler of all time. But one, you beat him in a 60-minute Iron Man match. Two, he was put together by like glue, duct tape, and bubble gum when he was the world champion. Three, he literally said he was ready to retire. That wasn't the right time to go after the world championship. You were busy dealing with Daniel Garcia and getting dropped in the head. That we had to get Jack Perry against Bryan Danielson. And we all know you're not going to go after the title now that Jon Moxley has it. So we gotta wait. We gotta wait for his whole reign to be over for MJF to finally go after the world title.
That makes no sense. It's very frustrating. I know it's still complicated.
I think it's obvious to everybody what Cole needs to do after this program is over. He just needs to be heel. He's better as a heel. He's always been better as a heel.
Is there any space for him? I'm not sure there is. Unless we're going to accept, unless we already accepted it, unless the rest of you are going to accept that Adam Cole's a mid-card at this point. Fine. So, 6-man titles, I guess, but no, I don't think they're going to join. O'Reilly and Strong are going to come back together. So,
which is probably one of their best tag teams that are not together right now.
Yeah. Oh.
Chaco Stay says, has Roddy had the best run out of the Undisputed Era in AEW? Yeah.
Easily.
It's not even close.
Sorry.
Like they've gotten Roddy's run in AEW, I would say probably is on par with his run in NXT. They're still trying to catch up to Adam Cole's run in NXT for Adam Cole. And he's getting farther away from that than he was getting. He was closer last year with Better Than You, Baby. And now he's way far away. Now he's way far away. And then Kyle O'Reilly has kind of just been here. He's been in the mid-card. He's been kind of just...
He's been where everybody else should have been. Yes. I'm not sure why we're pushing this Kyle O'Reilly thing. Ever. I'm not sure what ever happened. No disrespect, sir. So you're a good guy. Come on now.
Deion Jenkins also says it feels like AEW has a brand split without actually having a brand split. Like the top guys are just in different universes.
Like 8 different universes. What the fuck is going on? MJF hasn't even breathed about the world title.
But it's just like, dude, I said this last week. How did they not say, hey, we're going to have O'Reilly come out and try to stop Adam Cole from being obsessed with MJF? And no one in the creative room, no one who's a writer or part of the creative team was like, hey, O'Reilly's in the conglomeration. The conglomeration is feuding with the Death Riders. He should make it about Cole not paying attention to Jon Moxley, the AEW world title, or what the Death Riders are doing to AEW. So it ties in the top storyline with this storyline and gives it more crust. It helps out the top storyline. It helps out this storyline to be associated with that one. How about we do that? No one said that.
I don't hate that idea.
No one said that. No one thought about that. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? Excalibur runs over the International Women's Cup four-way tournament, four-way matchup taking place at Wrestle Dream on January 5th. The upcoming match will be one of the semifinals for AEW, as Willow Nightingale will face Serena Deeb, and that will be on the AEW. That will be the AEW semifinal on December 7th edition of Collision, and the finals to see who will qualify to go on to Wrestle Dream will take place on Winter is Coming on December 12th. The winner of which will receive the winner of the four-way at Wrestle Dream will receive a title shot in any of the participating promotions. He also goes over, we're going to see Ring of Honor will have a 4-way with Athena, Red Velvet, Billy Starks, and Layla Hirsch at a future date, while CMLL have announced Zeus's Sanely, Perismove, and Reina Isis on their December 13th show. No word at the moment on who the Stardom competitors will be, but that brings us into our next matchup. Jamie Hayter going one-on-one with Queen Amanada in the first of our 2 semifinals International Women's Cup qualifiers. Hayter tries to ground Amanada early on in this one, but Amanada spun out of a hip toss. Hayter up first and fired off a forearm before driving Amanada into the corner repeatedly as a series of chops followed. Amanada turned the tables and the two started lighting each other up with some loud chops in the corner and some forearms. We get Hayter reverse a corner whip and drove Amanada into the corner with a suplex. When things return from commercial break, both ladies are slugging it out, cutting one another off until they trade near falls. Amanada blocked a lariat into a snap suplex. Hayter stumbled into the ropes, allowing Amanada to hit one of the gnarliest running kicks I think I've seen ever. Like that shit, that charging kick to Hayter. Hayter's head looked like it flew out of the ropes and out of the ring when she got hit with that shit. That shit was ridiculous. Amanada wanted to slam, but Hayter slid out. She tried a big boot, but Amanada caught it and hit a face buster. Amanada up to the top rope, but she was cut off. She wanted a double foot stomp, rolled through as Hayter connected with the hate breaker. But as she went for the Hayter raid, Amanada rolled her up for a 2 count. Both legs scrambled around for pin attempts until Hayter sank in a rear naked choke, which Amanada rolled out of with the whole Bret Hart reversal for a 2 count. Hayter was up first. She hits a big boot and then follows up with the Hayter raid, wiping Amanada out for the 1-2-3. Jamie Hayter moves on in the International Women's Cup qualifying tournament. Post-match, though, the lights went out until a spotlight appeared on the stage. Hayter was left alone in the ring, wondering who was this about or where this person was, meaning that this was a sign from Jamie Hayter, for Jamie Hayter from Julia Hart, knowing that she was behind the music, but Hayter's music started playing again and nothing else happened. So this is just purely mind games from Julia Hart. And then we also saw the bracket, which Jamie Hayter now moves on to Winter is Coming, where she'll face either Willow Nightingale or Serena Deeb. And I think me and Jimmy can both agree we're rooting on Willow Nightingale. Give us Willow versus Jamie Hayter so we can add another great women's match to our list.
If they do Willow and Jamie Hayter at Collision, I have to watch that fucking match. That's disgusting.
No, that's going to be on Winter is Coming.
It says Collision right there.
No, I thought that said Collision for. Oh, you're right. Oh shit. It's the Collision. I thought it was the Dynamite Winter is Coming. No, you're right.
They already have a women's match on that fucking show. You're not doing 2 women's matches. I know you're all not complaining about that anymore, but that's all right. Let it slide. What was I gonna say?
What did you think about this one? I thought it was a nice, hard-hitting matchup.
I have a question before I forget. What happened to Britt and Serena Deeb? They have the match ready?
That's a good question. No, they have not.
Oh. All right. Fair enough. I saw Britt saying nobody cares when Serena came out. Apparently, that was her way of canceling the match. Fair enough.
She went backstage to Tony and was like, doesn't work for me, brother.
He's doing his best to get you on TV. You're like the anti-Ricky Starks. He's doing everything he can to get you on TV.
She's ruining it. She's turning it down.
This is a good match. Queen Amanada, first of all, she looks fantastic. Number 1. Number 2, he's really talented. She's really grown on me by quite a bit. Jamie Hayter always splendid, and she's working herself into form in more ways than one. Did you see the outfit? Little less granny, little more Jamie Hayter. I'm just saying, slowly but surely, we get the black and blonde hair back, 10 pounds, and we'll be good. I'm so ready.
I love that you said it so silently. So slipped it in.
Get my hopes up. Let's go. As far as Jamie and Julia Hart, I love Julia Hart. I love Jim Hader. Sorry. Why are they mad at each other again?
I'm thinking Willow wins the qualifier finals because of Julia Hart.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I'm not mad at that. And then we
And
had Julia beat Jamie?
I will tell you my prediction. My prediction would be Athena goes on to win the International Women's Cup, and she uses that to get back to AEW and challenge Mercedes for the TBS title.
And then she gets beat and sent back down to the minor leagues?
No, it depends on when she takes the matchup. If it's at All in Texas, she's winning. She's going to be the one who dethrones Mercedes.
That's huge. I don't see it. Everything in my everything I've ever seen, ever, has told me he doesn't fuck a dummy, does not fuck with a thing like that. At all. Why? I have my thoughts, but I'm not going to say them out loud because I don't want to get in trouble. From the Frantic Worlds and Kate's of the world.
Yeah, that's a good shout by Big Man Dogs. After the kick to the head, it did not look like Hater was going to kick out of that. Like, she was really legit knocked out.
Don't get in trouble, Queen Amanada.
Like, you're hitting way too hard, sister. You're going to have to go back to Ring of Honor. We got it. Eric Isaac saying Julia Hart should be going after Monae and take back the TBS title. What's her beef with Jamie Hayter anyway? I think it's intriguing. I want to see what the beef is. I'm at least intrigued by Julia coming after Jamie Hayter.
I want to see what it is. You did see what it is. It's fucking nothing.
We don't know. We haven't heard from Julia yet. Yeah, we've only heard from Brody in her mind.
I want to see how they make Adam Cole the babyface. You did see it. You saw it already. That was it. There's no more. That was it. Sorry to break the news.
Stop comparing two situations and making them the same, sir. You've been doing this all show. I'm sick of it.
Bad booking. That's the reason. Pay attention.
Backstage, we get a sit-down interview with Renee Paquette with Stardom's Mina Shirakawa, and she asks her about the heartbreak from Mariah May at Full Gear. Shirakawa said that she knew.
Take this picture off the screen. Jesus.
Why?
I can't concentrate. Oh my God.
Shirakawa said she knew this day would come, as if Mariah could do this to Timeless Tony Storm, she could do it to her as well. This is unfortunately the real Mariah May. Selfish, who has to kill anyone who gets close to her. If that's the real Mariah, then it's time to introduce her to the real Mina. However, Mariah charges in and busts a champagne bottle over Shirakawa's head. She beats her down with the AEW Women's World title before telling her, "I want Mina." We're then told, as Mariah May is staring into her soul, looking down the lens of the camera, we're told that Mariah May will defend the AEW Women's World Championship against Mina Shirakawa in 2 weeks at Winter is Coming. This feels like the first Mariah May title defense that has any sort of title of storyline investment involved in it. You're muted. Oh, there you go.
Oh, this is fantastic. But it's a little late now. Let's say she did what she did at All In. She beats Tony. Then they have another match at, let's say, Grand Slam. And then she murdered Willow after that. And then we got this. How much better would that have been? Instead of you feeling like, oh, finally, here we go. Something with Mina. I'm just so down on this. This is good, but I'm so down on Mariah. I'm so disappointed. It's my favorite heel turn in God knows how long.
In a perfect world, because I know that a lot of the storyline for this part of it with Mina and her had to do with like visa issues for Mina. In a perfect world, if Mina was able to be over here, they would have done the angle for Full Gear at All Out, because that was the first time they promoted the celebration. So they would have done it at All Out. They would have done it different. I think they should have done it differently in general, but they should have done it differently if it was going to be at All Out, where Mariah May turns on Mina and takes her out. She's the one left standing. You take out Mina for a couple of weeks to explain her going back to Japan to fix her visa issue or whatever. And then you start up the whole thing with her, and she does the Grand Slam match with Yuka that sets up the Willow Nightingale feud. No, the whole point of the Yuka part of this was to set up Willow as the real challenger. That's what I said. I'm fine with them doing the Yuka match at Grand Slam that sets up the Willow matchup at Wrestle Dream. And then immediately after Wrestle Dream, Mina comes out and you do Mina and Mariah at Full Gear.
I like Yuka. I'm gonna be rude. I'll be rude. Fuck it. There's no excuse for Mariah May. I don't care if she's fucking fighting Becky. We're setting up the Becky match. There's no excuse for Mariah to be fighting bums. No disrespect. Sorry. You're just lowering her standing by having her fight people. Yuta and Anna Jay, and what are we doing? Come on.
That was way too many in a row. That was way too many in a row. She did Nyla, Anna Jay, Queen Amanada, and Yuka in this arena.
Oh, poor Mariah. Poor LA Knight. Sorry. It's 2024.
I love when you heard that list of people. You were like, reminds me too much of my own boy's failure to have intriguing title matches.
Getting murdered. What the fuck are we doing?
And then they finally give this motherfucker a feud. This nigga came back 2 weeks ago. He said, "Oh, it's on the pay-per-view." Like, what? What the fuck are you doing?
Oh, you know it's gonna follow that fucking first War Games match. You poor bastard. Ugh.
Poor bastards. Poor bastards.
Oh.
And either it's going to be a lackluster matchup because their styles should not mesh well, or they're going to do what I think they're going to do, and they're going to have Nakamura win to drag this out.
Don't do that.
The only way they could do this feud after this PLE is if Nakamura wins or if it has a non-finish. Because if it's Knight wins against Nakamura, and then they're still going to continue it. They're still going to, no matter what, they're still going to continue that feud after Survivor Series. So that's what I said. These are the two outcomes that works with that in mind. Nakamura wins, or you have a non-finish, a DQ count out finish. That's the only two that works with that in mind. Because I don't think Jimmy or any of y'all in the chat can tell me with 100% truth in your heart and your mind that you don't think LA Knight versus Shinsuke Nakamura is going to continue after Survivor Series.
All right, you know what? We'll do the Nakamura win. You know what? Yeah, you know what? We'll do the Nakamura win. And the Knight wins the Rumble. All right, we're here. I'm here for it. Sure. I accept that. Fair enough.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think so. Like I said, Big Man Dogs, a lot of the whole Mina and Mariah plans got scrapped due to visa issues with Mina Shirakawa. I wish that it would have happened earlier, but I do understand that is the reason why it didn't happen sooner. But let's get into the main event of the show, Jimmy. The Continental Classic Gold League, Darby Allin going one-on-one with Brody King. And man, I feel like we say this every week. And I don't remember what was the turning point that we started becoming the Darby Allin podcast. Because every week I'm complimenting, we both are just showering this young man with praise. But this matchup from the minute go, as soon as Darby takes off his jacket and you see Brody's reaction to Darby fucking being beaten down, I thought the storytelling in this matchup was fucking top notch. Brody's reaction, like, this motherfucker's dead. Like, like, why am I fighting him? Darby just bravely, no type of fucking apprehension, going up to him, shaking his hand, a nice little follow-up from their Wrestle Dream matchup. Darby's knee is also wrapped. Allen offered the handshake to King, who almost seemed reluctant to freaking accept. King then blocked a kick and it backflipped Darby to the mat before connecting with a running senton, a pair of them, for a near fall. It was all King early on, who kept chopping the hell out of Darby, who fell from the top rope to the floor as things went to commercial break. During that first portion of the matchup, Darby got 0 amounts of offense. It was all King annihilating Allen during the commercial break. King, oh my God, he missed a senton charge into the barricade, and I'm watching it on TBS, but I was actually looking at the picture-in-picture. And then I just see the whole screen goes black. I'm like, what happened? And then we come back from commercial break, and we literally have no commentary for like the first 2 minutes because Brody King apparently cut the feed to the commentary audio with his senton into the barricade. Darby Allin recovers briefly. He wants a coffin drop, but his legs were swept out, tied to the tree of woe. King then follows up with a corner cannonball, which looked like it completely destroyed Darby's ribs. King looked for a superplex off the top rope, but Darby bit his hands and his head, connecting with an avalanche code red for a near fall. King rolled outside, where he was immediately met with a charging Allen dive, as well as a top rope coffin drop. And that coffin drop did not even look like it killed Brody. It looked like it killed him, especially the second one. It killed Darby to hit Brody with that. He goes for yet another coffin drop in the ring, but Brody catches him into a rear naked choke. He then stands up. First Darby rolls through and gets a 2 count, but Brody keeps the rear naked choke on. He then stands up and is choking Darby, hanging him off of his feet. He then picks up Darby and destroys him with the Gonzo bomb. 1, 2, 3. Brody King gets the win back from Wrestle Dream and gets his first 3 points in the Continental Classic Gold League. Darby Allin picking up the loss here, and I don't know if he will recover in a week's time ahead of his next Gold League matchup, but not a good start for Darby in his first Continental Classic. Post-match, we see Claudio Castagnoli show up with a steel chair, but Brody King returns into the ring and actually blocks the path of Claudio to Darby Allin, further showing his respect and his friendship with Darby Allin, as Claudio Castagnoli has a stare down with Brody. And then we're told by the commentary team that it will be Brody King versus Claudio Castagnoli next week on Dynamite in the Gold League. Brody King and Darby Allin. I said it once, I'll say it again. I said it after last week's show. I have 3 faces on my Darby Allin Mount Rushmore of opponents. Samoa Joe has 1 face. Claudio has 1 face after that match last week. And Brody King cemented his spot on that perfect opponent for Darby Allin, because I love seeing him get brutalized. And I love the difference from the Wrestle Dream match where he was just about battering and bruising Darby. In this one, he had a little bit more respect for Darby. While he still battered and bruised him, you could tell that he was reluctantly doing that because he knew he had to do what he had to do. So I like the little story bit here, and I like the post-match with Brody having kind of like a soft babyface turn a bit here at the end. What did you
baby faces?
Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. I mean, they did shake hands with FTR, so you're probably right there. Yeah.
I love we established that Claudio's an idiot. He's facing fucking Brody next week, so of course we're going to attack Darby. Fucking dope. That aside, I did like how it set up Brody making the save. It was sweet, and Brody should be getting pushed a long time ago, since we're never going to push Malachi Black for whatever reason. Match is really good. Darby's match really good. Darby's really good in every TV match he ever has, particularly against Brody. Probably not as good as the one on pay-per-view. Yeah, probably not that good, but it was really fucking good. I could watch them wrestle forever. Tournament's off to a solid start outside of Ricochet.
He's like, basically, Jimmy Macram is putting Ricochet on the clock. He got to deliver the rest of this tournament.
Yes, so we kind of a flop so far.
We shall see. We shall see. Maybe this tournament can turn him around. But Brody King got a lot out of last year's Continental Classic. But if they use this year's Continental Classic to kind of like firmly cement him as like a rising babyface in the promotion, I think that would be the right move.
Yeah. You know, this roster's kind of a mess. I'm not sure we have any space for fucking Brody moving up.
Shall see. We shall see. We got I Make Beast who says Mox should have taken over this tournament and made it the Continental Classic.
This is why I asked if we were still doing the takeover thing. This has been a perfect thing to fuck up. No, we're not doing this. We're not respecting these. Don't know when it comes to ringside rules. Not respecting none of that. Fuck it. But instead, they're just generic heels, I guess.
Even if it was like they stand at ringside, but they still let Claudio watch it, get his matches, but they're not following that rule. They're gonna stand at ringside and close hand. I would be down with that because that would show that they are not even listening to the main rule of this tournament. Even though they're not getting involved, they're gonna stand at ringside.
Why do you think we've dropped the takeover thing?
I think it's Tony. I'm basing this on the Keller report, which was never really confirmed, but I really feel like any of these takeover storylines he doesn't like because he doesn't like fans thinking that he's not in charge.
That's so weird. That's weird. That's not just like typical billionaire stuff. It's like it's weird.
Yeah. Very weird. Very weird indeed. Ooh, that's a good shout, actually. I could see Darby aligning with the House of Black versus the Death Riders.
That's fucked up. Fucking Big Man Dog just said that. That's fucked up. He's like, no, this guy's got the right idea.
Where did he say it? I didn't see it. I'm sorry.
Up. They should back up Darby.
I've been saying, oh, Brody should be a finalist. They should back up Darby. Okay.
I like that idea. I mean, I'm here for it. I buy it. Like I buy it visually. Darby looks like he fit right in with that fucking group.
He would. I just want to see the entrance. It's kind of like when they did the Sting, Darby, and Punk when they all had the Sting paint, but it would be Darby doing the House of Black paint with them just for the entrance. Dope.
I'm here for it.
I'm here for it too. Joel says, but Tony green lights them to begin with. I mean, that's what makes none of this make any sense. He green lights, take over storylines, and then never follows through on them.
Makes sense to me. If you were doing cocaine, right? I'm joking. I'm joking.
You are not, but it's fine. Let us know, guys. Final call for Super Chat donations. We want to thank everyone who sent a Super Chat donation so far during the show, which is really Will Chisholm, but thank you, Will. We appreciate the support. Well, final call for Super Chat donations as well as in the live chat. Let us know your match of the night, your MVP, your LVP, whether you gave the show a thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle, and out of 10, what did you give this show? For me and Jimmy. For the November 27, 2024 edition of AEW Dynamite in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up from me, thumbs up from Jimmy. Out of 10, what did you give the show, Jimmy?
I'm going to go with a 7. Big improvement over, I think I gave it a 5.5 last week. A couple good matches, a fun Jay White, Moxley, Hangman segment, and something else I enjoyed. Fuck, it's not important.
Shelton and Briscoe.
That was a great match. Only bad parts were Jericho and Ricochet. And what was it? Oh, Colorado Colin. Lord.
I'm gonna go 6.5 out of 10 from no 7.5. Sorry, 7.5 out of 10 for me. Really enjoyed the start of the Continental Classic. Thought the best match, the best matches on the show were from the Continental Classic this week. I mean, like I said before, even though it was ugly, I did enjoy Jericho and Ishii. And like Jimmy said, I do agree. the worst part of the show was definitely Cole, O'Reilly, and the MJF storyline. That is still we should have been done with this after Full Gear. Why do we just didn't do the goddamn matchup and get done? 7.5 out of 10, though. Jimmy, what was your match of the night?
I'm gonna go with Shelton and Mark Briscoe. Shelton's fantastic. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna go with Darby and Brody. I could watch Brody King beat the hell out of Darby Allin every day of the week, and I would enjoy it every single time. MVP for the show, Jimmy.
I'm gonna go with Jay White. I just have to. He's fucking great. He's just great. Can't believe Jay White works as a babyface. What is going on here?
I don't understand it. I'm gonna go with Shelton Benjamin. I thought he looked really impressive in his matchup against Mark Briscoe. I could have gave it to the whole Hurt Syndicate because MVP's promo was fucking fabulous. But I'm gonna give it to Shelton because I don't know how many times I can give it to him during this tournament, but I wanted to start him off on the right foot. LVP for this episode.
I don't want to give it to Dummy, but I might have to. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give it to fucking Camille. Came in, Mercedes bodyguard, and then it's over in 13 seconds after a horrible run. Good Lord. Sorry, Camille. It's over.
What can I give it to? I mean, Tony Khan is an easy choice every day of the week and twice on Sunday. I'm going to go co-LVP for Tony Khan, Adam Cole, and Kyle O'Reilly. Because Tony Khan approved it, and then these guys are coming.
Yeah, I'm hearing that a lot. Where'd they go?
We got a bunch of LVPs for Camille. We got I Make Beats, who says LVP Bald Hater Crowd. Project Finisher says Camille and Shivani. Ace says MVP Swerve and Shelton. We also got Power Drive Finisher says main LVP Shabone. What do you think about that?
Oh fuck! I could have given MVP to fucking Big Bill. Big Bill's hilarious.
He was really funny. Honorable mention to Big Bill. Jimmy, that's gonna bring us to a close on another edition of AEWramble. Let everybody know where they can follow you on social media, and of course, thank you as always for joining me.
Appreciate it. At Twitter, where we have the Black Podcast featuring me and Kate from Fightful. We explain to these Negroes exactly.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
All right, try to plug. No plug, fair enough.
A podcast that you don't have. You're not even going to hit her up about it. You just motherfucker. You can follow me on the Twitter machine at True Heel SP3. You can follow the game, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at True Heel Heat. Patreon.com/True Heel Heat. $3 a month gets you exclusive content. That's the best place to support us when we are not live here. But we will be live tomorrow, 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time. The True Heel Heat flagship podcast. Myself, Miss Chrissy Love, the True Jaw Josh, will be talking about Ricky Stark's AEW GCW controversy. We'll also be talking about the controversy of is Jade Cargill injured or not? We're going to talk all about that, as well as final predictions for Survivor Series War Games 2024 later that night. So join us.
Wait. Hold on. You mean like, is she injured for real or not?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like in kayfabe. Well, she threw herself off that fucking thing because she didn't want to be in a stupid match.
Might be onto something. But no, it's been a lot of conflicting reports whether she's really injured or not. So we're going to talk about it tomorrow on the flagship. So join us live for that. We've been getting a lot of support for our flagship podcast. We always appreciate y'all for joining us live on Saturday. So join us for that. I will also be here on Sunday, 12:05 p.m. Eastern Time for our WWE Survivor Series War Games 2024 review. So we got the review, we got a watch along, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Time over here on the channel, hosted by Romeo and the Around the Point Network. So join us for that as well. But until then, for Jimmy Macram, It is me, your true heel phenom, SP3. This has been AEWramble, episode 174. The C2 is back. We are signing off until next time.